Is your pet in butthole? My wife's old cat never seemed to care for me. She would walk past me and crop dust. I told my wife about it a few times before she witnessed it and believed her precious cat was farting at me. The cat passed recently after a soft palate tumor that dragged on a while. We ended up having her put down after she'd quit eating. My wife couldn't stand to be in the room, so I was there. I'll be damned if that cat didn't get one last blast in right after the injection. Oh god, I hope this is serious because I laughed out loud. My cat is a total butthole. She loves to torment the kids. She waits for my son to go to bed and then runs there first and climbs his bed. It's a loft. And tries to claw him while rolling around looking adorable. She hides in the computer chair and jumps out and claws whoever walks by, Jack in the Box style. My poor son won't pick her up and treats her like dynamite about to explode. She is also a big fan of drive-by slaps with her paw, but we love her and she loves us back when it's convenient for her. Drive-by slaps. I love you for that. And yeah, cats really only love when it's convenient for them. My wife's bird is in butthole. She puts him on my hand while she cleans his cage and he's all sweet and friendly until she leaves the room. Then it's bite time. Sinks his sharp beak into me and jumps off to the floor, pretending to be hurt. She comes in saying, "What did you do to him?" trying to get me in trouble. She'll put him on me while we're just sitting around. With her there he'll be nice, but he poops on me every single time. Poops on me and laughs his little bird laugh. Thinks it's the funniest thing. TLDR. Bird bites me and poops on me for fun. My roommate's cat is a complete dong. He likes to stare me in the eyes and knock crap off of tables all of the time. It's a full-time job pushing him off of tables, making sure that he doesn't break crap. The only thoughts that seem to run through his mind are, why isn't somebody feeding me and what's this crap doing on my table? It would look so much better on the floor. He also doesn't do it when my roommate is home. He seems to like to torture me personally. His eyes say to me, "Who the frick would believe you? I'm a cat and I'm goddamn adorable. Frick you." Then on top of that, he'll come into my room at night and sit on my chest or face while I'm trying to sleep. I started locking my door at night, so he decided to start clawing at my door and start meowing all night. TLDR. My roommate's cat is in butthole and he can go frick himself. Reddit probably isn't the best place to start an argument with a cat. I've never had any problems with my ant farms. My current farm is actually the nicest one I've ever had. They almost never try to escape and seem more emotionally attached to me than previous ones have. I moved into a new house the 1st of March with my cat Wendell. He used to be a stray, of course, since this is Reddit, so he isn't used to being indoors all the time, but I was at work 10 hours a day on weekdays, so I couldn't let him out. Plus the last place I lived he got lost pretty much day one and was gone for 3 weeks. So I didn't want him to get lost, so he stayed in for a while. After I started walking around with him outside a bit, I felt comfortable enough to let him out and have him find his way back. I would let him out the sliding glass door to the enclosed patio area and he would hop the fence to the neighbor's yard and hop back over in an hour or so and meow at the sliding glass door. Last week I had a cat door put in. It has a small switch on it that locks it and unlocks it. It took him a few days and a lot of prodding with treats to teach him that he could go through the door on his own without me holding it open. He walked through it for a couple days, going in and out as he pleased while I was at work. 2 days ago he apparently accidentally flicked the switch and locked it. He must have walked into it or maybe even attempted to jump into it and knocked into it like a wall, because even after I switched it to unlocked, he would come to the screen door and meow. I led him to the cat door and push on it to show him it's open again. He doesn't get it. He just goes back to the glass door and meows. And meows. And meows. The cat door is 15 feet from him. He's pretty much going full retard on me. Not really an butthole thing. He's just retarded. TLDR. My cat meows at a glass door instead of trying the cat door I had installed 15 feet from where he's sitting. That's so cute. Your cat is dumb and funny. We got our purebred cat for $50 when he was dumped at a shelter for having a genetic defect. Apparently he has been strictly kibble fed and hasn't expressed even any remote interest in people food, unlike my other animals, and I found that weird. I don't want him to get used to it, but I've offered him a bit of egg, chicken, yogurt, salmon, among other things to see if he would even like to try them. Nope. He turned up his nose and refused. He won't come near our food and he just lays on the couch when we are cooking. One day, hubby made a New York strip steak and the cat strangely enough started yowling and screaming while he was eating it. He offered him a piece, and he ate it right up. I walk into the situation to see my husband yell well frick you too at the pretentious cat. We've also figured out that he does the same thing if we are cooking swordfish. So thus far it's strictly only New York strip steak and swordfish that appeals to his refined tastes. My sister's cat has this odd thing with strawberries, doesn't want to eat them, but must be near them when they are out of the fridge. My rabbit can be quite in butthole. He repeatedly pees on my golden retriever's head, embarrassing him so much that he won't look up from the ground for hours. Eats all the flowers in the garden, knocks over flower pots, goes to the bathroom in my sister's bed, only on the sheets, never when it's covered, rapes our guinea pigs, or when he's feeling particularly rappy will chase our dog around the garden and have his way with his foot when he finally gives up. Nothing is sacred. Our cat Bang Bang is in butthole. This is what I imagine goes on in her head. Oh, you were drinking that glass of water? Not anymore. I'm going to stick my kitty tongue in it for 2 seconds and pour it off the table. Is that raw bacon on the counter? Not anymore. I'm going in ninja cat mode and will hide the raw bacon. TP on the roll. Nope. 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 It's all going on the floor for my own little fluffy charm in bed. Walking up the stairs? How cute. I'm going to attempt to kill you now. She also destroys my bikinis and only drinks ice water. Oh god, the stairs. So dang true. My cat does the same with ice water. If someone goes to the fridge to get themselves some, he just sits by the water bowl looking you in the eyes like I freaking dare you to ignore me. He straight up expects you to give him your glass of ice water. One of my friend's dogs would pee out of spite. I remember taking a toy away from the dog since he and the other dog were fighting over it and were going up a shit everywhere, and he just went to the middle of the carpet, stared me in the eyes and pee right there. My older dog rage peed on my brother's sneakers because my brother made him give up his spot on the couch. I giggled. My brother did not. My cat is definitely in butthole. He turns on my clock radio, sets and unsets alarms, and even changed the time display to military time despite the fact that my radio has no button for military time. That means that by sitting on it, he managed to figure out a complicated button press combination that I never even knew existed. Since I no longer have the owner's manual, I had to look up how to fix this on the internet. A week after I did that, he reset it to military time again. I then decided to leave it, thinking that he would eventually undo it himself. But no, he hasn't, because that would be doing something I want. Also, he yowls for no apparent reason. I thought he wasn't getting fed early enough, so I bought him an automatic feeder and set it to go off early, like it seemed he preferred. That didn't fix anything. I thought he was lonely, so I'd get up or let him in the bedroom, but he'd just wander around and yowl aimlessly. He was neutered before I even got him, so it's purely butthole behavior. My dog, however, is a princess and can do no wrong. Our cat's a total butthole. He swats stuff onto the floor all the time. He waits until I sit down with a full glass of water, then comes over and shoves his face or his paws in it. He'll sit on my head and yell if I'm sleeping, or tramp all over my boobs and wake me up. Never does this to my husband, though. His biggest dong move was one day when he decided he didn't care for the new flavor of food we gave him. It was a tiny sample mixed in with his regular food. Mind you, we didn't just pull the ol' switcheroo on him. He nibbled at it, yelled at us, then came into the living room, climbed up on top of the cable box, where he likes to curl up, as it's warm, and deliberately puked on the box. Said box was destroyed. Never found out if the cable technicians noticed the cat yaff once they replaced it. God, I love that furry sucker, though. I'm home all week recovering from surgery, and he hasn't left my side once. He's been more protective and affectionate than even the dogs. Don't tell him I told you, though. He'd kill me in my sleep if I let that get out. TLDR. My cat's a total butthole. Love the little bastard anyway. My dog is a sweetheart, but she is in butthole when it comes to other dogs. One of the funniest things I ever saw happened a few weeks ago. I was walking her down the block when a dog started barking at her from inside their house. She then proceeded to pee on the lawn, keeping full eye contact with him at all times. Your dog is awesome. Please tell me it was a corgi. I need it to be a corgi. My sister's cat constantly smells like a fart. Then she'll jump on top of you and fart on you. She is a walking, fuzzy fart. My wife's Betta fish hates me. He flares his gills at me whenever I'm near his tank. And it's only me. He does not do this to anyone else. When my wife can't feed him and I have to do it, I put his food in the water and duck under the counter, so that he stops flaring in anger long enough to eat. Sometimes it's just too much for him and he won't eat because he is too distracted by his anger. This is despite the fact that I try to spoil him by giving him more dessert, bloodworms. My typical day starts with me enjoying my breakfast and then walking by him, at which point I get a little fricu flare before I go to work. Sometimes he hears me coming down the stairs and pre-flares, so he's ready when I see him. When I get home, it's the old welcome home, sucker gill flare. If my wife is near, he puts the flaring gills away, extends his fins and makes like a little peacock princess. Pure butthole. Might sound off, but it's probably a dominance thing. I suggest banging your wife in front of him. We've got a cat and a dog. Rather than kill mice, the cat prefers to cripple them and leave them to be found, or drag themselves around on just 2 legs. I personally dislike having to kill them for him. Your cat is trying to teach you how to hunt because he thinks you suck at it. My dog is in butthole. I socialize him but he just doesn't like other animals. And he's the worst kind of butthole. He is really a big old pea with a big mouth. He has even had his butt handed to him a few times by other dogs at the park, which he deserved. But he never learns. I think he got the short end of the stick when it came to brains. Your dog seems like a bro. Number. He is a dog, and dogs don't know if they're being in butthole, so they can't be buttholes. Cats, purposefully buttholes, because it's harder to give them to the pound. Can't just say, it's in butthole, and leave it at the door. They'd say, sir, all cats are buttholes, and judge you for being soulless. If you drop a dog off and say, it's in butthole, they'll think it killed multiple orphans. My dog can be in butthole when she wants to. We have 2 large dogs and a small electric wire around our fence. The bigger of the 2 dogs always pushes the other dog into the wire to see if it's turned on. One of our rabbits, Ophelia, is a total sweetheart to us, but absolutely hates every single other rabbit we introduce her to for at least a couple of months. We had a very sweet rescued lop, Huckleberry, that she decided was the devil herself and actually broke into her quarantine room just to attempt to beat the crap out of her. We tried getting them acquainted for ages but nothing worked. Finally, we got fed up and just waited for Ophelia to attack, then stuck her in her cage for a couple hours. After a few repetitions of this, she finally realized we meant business and she couldn't keep trying to kill the demon rabbit, who was twice her size and despite a gentle disposition was fully prepared to pull out a chunk of her fur with enough force that it grew back a different color. She sulked on the other side of the room for a while, and then I noticed her sidling up to Huckleberry, who was just chilling out by the wardrobe. Ophelia sniffed her carefully, turned around, and peed on her head, then bolted away under the bed. They never did fight after that, though. My mom's dog hates everyone except my mom. Whenever I doghouse sit for her, the dog will wait until after being let in from outside to crap on the floor. Like, I open the door, she walks in, looks up at me, and just shoots. Every single time. Yeah, my cat just lays around and eats lasagna all day while making passive-aggressive comments at me and my dog. Little bastard. I think you are just upset because you can never get a date. My youngest cat is a huge dong. He's kinda runty, so he makes up for it by yelling a lot. When he was a kitten, he loved to glare defiantly at me while knocking things off counters and tables. He also loved to stare at me while hooking his adorable freaking paw over the lip of a glass and tipping it over. That cute little bastard. One of our cats is alright. He just pukes every couple of days. Not his fault, but he will wait at the door while you're cleaning the litter so that he can go take a massive crap the second you're done. The other cat is a raging bee. She'll run across the room to claw our dog. She meows constantly if she wants to be pet or fed. Freaking annoying. Our dog is the tea though. Sweetest, Funniest, goofiest freaking thing ever. She makes me laugh out loud at least once a day. Yes, my cat is a colossal dong. He zigzags under my feet every time I walk downstairs. It's like he's trying to trip me. And when I'm using sharp knives or boiling water in the kitchen, where do you think the best place to lay down would be? Oh, that's right, under my goddamn feet. I swear he's trying to kill me. Without fail, when I go to my parents to visit, my dog always passes me up and goes directly to the person I'm with. Total butthole. New smells. We had a rabbit once. We gave it everything. A bigger hutch, regularly cleaned it out, food and water all the time. Heck, we even got a specially made outdoor enclosure for it so it could be outside during the day. Despite all of that, it still managed to bite its way through 3 inches of wood to try and escape. Oh, and it attacked us too. But it was adorable. How I miss you, Nibbles. Every person who's ever met my cat says she's an butthole. She doesn't like to be pet or picked up and she will bite or scratch anyone who tries to do so. She also pours crap off our coffee table, mainly glasses filled with liquid. She pee on my roommate's clothes right after we moved in together. Once she jumped onto my face and scratched me pretty bad. That was an accident though. Definitely an butthole cat, but I love her with all my heart like the crazy cat lady I am. Yes, I own a horse. His name is Reggie. He likes to burst through fences, will nibble people to get them to think he is friendly, then chomp on them when their guard is down, will charge dogs and trespassing neighbors, knows how to unlock slide latches. All gates are now double locked with those climbing hitch thingies. Doesn't like trailers, or the farrier, or the horse dentist. Doesn't like other horses. Will kick if you aren't paying attention. Will bolt under saddle if you aren't paying attention. Will get bullheaded on his lead if you aren't paying attention. Likes to dunk his hay in the big trough so it get dirty super quick. Likes to throw his grain everywhere. And many other little things. The good thing about him is he prefers pooping in his big turnout over his run and stall, so it makes daily cleaning a breeze. One of them is, I have 2 Bettas. One of them is as sweet as can be and will always swim up to the tank to greet you, and he will sit on the ground and watch you on whatever side of the tank you're sitting on. The other one is a complete butthole. He'll puff his gills out and flare them at you if you come by the tank. One time I walked by and he chased me and tried to bite at the glass. Our dog is a tool. We head down to this shed in the backyard, separated by a gate and freedom beyond. If the gate doesn't latch properly, he watches you to make sure you aren't looking and then bounds through to freedom. Then he visits the neighbors down the street where he waits to be picked up. He seriously just sits in their yard and watches the road for his ride. Yes, my dog was given to my family by my cousin when she moved out of the state to take a job offer. Stupid dog. She barks at everyone she sees. I had friends in high school who came home with me every single day, and she still barks at them every time. My friends all hate her and think she's evil. Still, whenever I come home from college, it warms my heart that she still recognizes me and doesn't bark, and she's usually so excited to see me that she pees all over the floor. I love you, Lexi. 2/3 of my pets are buttholes. The 3-year-old dachshund, who would have thought, and the cat I rescued from the vet probably 8 years ago. The only chill one is my really old cat who is so old he forgot how to be an butthole and is just nice all the time. Except I think he has some mild dementia because every now and then he goes from chill to crazy and just starts wobbling while walking aimlessly and then suddenly sprints as fast as he can into some random room. Only on accident. My dog loves to greet people by jumping up to them and trying to get them to play with her. Unfortunately, she doesn't discriminate. She will run and jump just as hard when she sees a 5-year-old child as when she greets a grown man. She has scared quite a few children. I was cat sitting for my then girlfriend and her cat wouldn't want anything to do with me all day. Then comes bedtime, I'll be all the way asleep minding my own business when all of a sudden she'll pop up on the bed and sit her happy butt down on my head and go to sleep. If I locked her out of the room she'd wail at the door until I let her back in. Normally I'm a fan of having pee on my head at any time, but she was just taking the pee. My horse is a complete troll, like 4chan level troll. He got me kicked out of my first horse show with him for endangering other riders, picks up his feet for me to clean them and promptly steps on my own feet. holds in his farts and then lets them rip when I am brushing his tail. He's a bit of a dong, but I love him. My butthole cats gets into everything they possibly can. If the bathroom is left open they will play in the trash and the toilet. If I leave anything on the tables, it will be on the floor in the morning. Got potted lilies for my anniversary with my boyfriend. Nope. Dirt, dead lilies and vomit all over everywhere. Buttholes. My roommate's kitten Nancy is in butthole. We have to keep a bell on her collar because she'll sneak attack you out of nowhere, grasp onto your leg, and bite the crap out of you. She'll act all cute and adorable, letting you pet her whilst she purrs, and then out of nowhere she will either bite or scratch you. If she is outside and you want her in, she will let you get a foot away from her, and then as you reach for her, she'll run about 5 feet away, sitting nicely until you get close to her again. The process repeats itself until you give up. I've waken numerous nights wondering why it's hard to breathe, only to find her sitting on my chest with her butt towards my face. She's ballsy and I love her for it. I have a dog that's a bit of a jerk. Kobe barks and jumps up. Nothing I've tried stops him. He means well. He really just wants everyone to pay attention to him. He's friendly and would never hurt a soul, but he's a jerk. I also have a jerk cat named Ninja. He only really likes me. He pisses in my husband's laundry, punched my sister in the eye, he's declawed, or he may have taken her eye out, has smacked many of my daughter's friends, and is on the worst patient list at the vet office, requiring him to be tranquilized and the elbow-length gloves to be brought out. But to me he's my little kitty sweetheart. We also have another dog and cat who are both normal and lovely. LOL worst patient list. I bet she is proud. I have 2 cats, Lady and Gizmo. Lady is almost 2 and Gizmo is almost 1. Lady is an attention W. She demands cuddles, all hours of the day. If she does not get her cuddles she meows, and it's that ear-wrenching I'm meowing to annoy you meow meow meow. She also cries a lot if I ignore her, and by ignore her I mean do anything apart from cuddle her. Gizmo is a stragged up idiot. He is content to just rub himself into your legs. However, he is ecstatic if he is in the toilet with you. Like purring, rubbing himself against anything. It's like he's on super high doses of catnip. How Gizmo bugs me is if I am on my computer and he leaves the room I am in. He starts crying because he has forgot where I am. My house is not that big, it's all on one floor, and he gets lost. Seriously, within 3 seconds of him leaving the room he starts crying and meowing. He never meows if I am there, so I have to shout, Gizmo you idiot, I've not moved, to which he comes bounding into the room purring like a steam engine. I love my kitties, but damn it, one's an idiot and other's a drama queen. My sister's cat is kind of in butthole, but at least I can understand why. She trained the cat to let her give it baths, even though it freaking hates baths. It just stands there and meows loudly in the tub like, help me, help me, oh lord, someone help me, but it doesn't try to escape by itself because it knows it can't. She also trained it to play fetch and go potty outside, and it never jumps on the counter or begs for food. The cat also lets her put a harness and leash on it, even though it growls lowly when it knows it's going to happen. However, when it plays freaking viciously with as much teeth and claws as possible. I get scared of it when it gets playful, but my sister seems to have no nerve endings in either of her arms or legs and just laughs while the cat claws her the frick up. In turn, she plays really rough with the cat, more so than I'm comfortable with watching, and that I'd get pee about if it was my cat, but her cat doesn't seem to mind it too much. It doesn't do anything where it tries to coax you into playing. It just freaking attacks you and runs away and hides. When you don't go after it, it just pops out of nowhere and does it again. When you do go after it when it hides, it will sometimes wait until your back is turned and jumps on your back, claws extended. Or if you corner it into its hiding spot, it will wait for you to appear before it and launches itself at you once you're visible. It's like playing with a jack-in-the-box with claws. That's the best analogy I can come up with, and it's kind of like Saw, where it's not a question of whether or not you want to play the game. You are playing the fricking game. At one point, I had to give my cat to my mom because the place I moved to didn't allow pets. My cat was a pretty mellow, mild-mannered cat, but my sister's cat was a total butthole to my cat, starting crap whenever it could, basically bullying the crap out of my cat. Nobody knew why, since my sister's cat got along well enough with their dog. My cat, being the poor baby that it was, wouldn't fight back and meow sadly like, why is this happening to me? Eventually, it got too much, and I had to give the cat to my so's parents. TLDR, my sister's cat is a scary freaking BC. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.